No, dude. Just get a black leather. You know what? Fuck leather, dude. Fuck leather. I slip off of it. You can't sleep on it. Actually, you know what? That's maybe a really good idea though. If you want to not have like a friend come over, get, you know, like people to stay over at your house, you know, because you got a, you know, cool ass room, like a sick ass garage or something. Get a fucking leather couch, because they're not gonna want to sleep on that. Like, it's not gonna work.
You're saying don't get a leather couch?
Before I slept on a black leather couch.
Leather couch to me is like super comfortable unless it's like the summer and you're sticking to it.
That blows, dude. That is the worst.
Yeah, that's the worst. But like, actually, just like sleeping on it, is it not like super comfortable for you?
Dude, you just slip off. Like, the only way you can sleep on a...
What? You slip off?
Not even that, like...
Zedd, are you just like covered in like lube all the time? Or are you just covered in like
you know
oil?
What? This could be because a lot of my...
oil? What?
Listen. A lot of my mom's side's family is, you know...
half slug?
Wealthy.
Okay.
And you know, like, they keep their furniture really nice, so it's like just bought kind of leather couch where it doesn't have like an indentation anymore, like it's completely like a right angle, you know, and then the leather, you just slip off, you know what I mean? Like, I actually own a leather couch.
They're the weird people that buy leather polish.
What's up?
They buy leather polish at the store.
You know, I'm sure that's what they do. They just go over and just fucking polish it, like they polish their shoes, you know.
Well,
to get a leather couch?
Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna get a leather couch, and we're gonna record this, re-record it in a few weeks, guys.
And it'll make too much noise.
Yeah, that's true. It'd be like, every 10 seconds it'd be like, so... Hi.
Or... You know, like...
Yeah, and it's like, whenever you move on it, people think that you're farting, and all the comments are like, dude, what do these guys eat all day, man? So it'll be like...
Okay, so
anyway, let's get off. let's get off the leather couch.
Right, let's flush it down the toilet.
I dropped my fucking pen.
We just spent 20 minutes talking about a leather couch.
Well, that was not 20 minutes. I've only been here for 4 minutes.
That's fine. That's what this type of podcast is about. Like, this podcast isn't like, hey, I'm with John of Saviorself Films, and I am with Shannon of Broadcast Machinima.
Hello.
Machinima is good. Blah blah. Yes. It's not that type of podcast.
It's amazing.
Talking in a way that we know there's an audience, so we have to be interesting. So let's talk about interesting things that we want to talk about, you know?
Yeah, you fucking dickhead.
And I had no problem talking about the leather couch. I thought that was an awesome conversation, because fuck leather couches. You can't sleep on them.
Fuck them.
But what are you guys talking about? I'm actually interested.
We were talking about, well, I was talking about how John... You know, he disses his Hawk series a lot, but, you know, John got a lot of respect through making My Demons, and you know, it kind of sucks that he wants to do a reboot of the Hawk again, but I think with the knowledge that he's accumulated, he's gonna make it a lot better because of his experience with My Demons.
Oh, so you're gonna reboot it?
Yeah, I'm complete. I have an outline and everything for every chapter.
Is that the project that you were talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't know that you were gonna reboot it, but yeah, you did get a lot of respect from like My Demons and stuff.
Yeah.
Just because like it's like other directors know you type of deal, you know, where it's like the story is personal to you, so they know they know all the effort and work that goes into it, you know.
Yeah, at first when I looked back on My Demons, I kind of was looking back on it and was like, man, I kind of want to remove this. It's kind of corny. But at the same time, I looked back on it and was like, no, this is back when I was, you know, going through shit, and I decided to write about it, and I used My Demons to release emotion in a time when I didn't want to be around anymore. So I mean, it's just a good thing to have there.
And I did a song for it. I did a track for it.
You did.
Yeah.
I thought you made I thought you were like, yeah, I made a song. I was like, you're up there doing a tribute song. You're banging away on the drums. You're like, My Demon, and you're like on top of Capitol Hill, and everyone's just like, what is happening?
It's like a Capital One commercial.
And you pull out the black card at the end. You're like, get Capital One, guys. Oh yeah. and then like the police escort you away.
God, such bullshit.
Like,
anyway,
whatever.
That's great.
Yeah, dude. And he was talking about before he came in, John. He was talking about how he's just a shitty writer as well.
How John is?
Yeah.
I'm a shitty fucking writer.
Dude, shitty piece of shit, dude.
Yeah.
What else do we
I
like about
don't think
this
my
guy?
demons is corny. And with what Shannon said, you know, like I didn't know about the whole thing with the girl. I didn't know about that until I watched My Demons, and then he told me after. So I went into it in a completely not related to whatever he was feeling, but just the piece itself. And I think John has a recording, and I think George had this in his interview with me. It was just me talking about the symbolism in My Demons, and of course, you know, I'm getting a lot more out of it than what the director intended, but I guess, you know, that's the same thing when you watch a movie.
Yeah, but like that's art. Like that's art.
Yeah.
You know, like anything, like to me, like art is like, you know, it's always abstract. Like you could like make the world's worst painting, but then someone could come up and be like, oh, well, this actually has meaning because of this, and this is what I see in it. So it's not like about. It's not like it's like good or any. I don't know. It's not like
you're totally right. You're absolutely right.
It's good because like the meaning that we put to it, you know, and it has a lot of meaning to it itself. So
yeah, and I think one thing that a lot of people looked at in My Demons, knowing that it had a personal story behind it, was that people actually thought that like I knew some girl that got in a car accident and died, but that's actually not what happened. I turned it into an overdramatic thing just for cinematics purpose. But
you knew a girl who got in a car accident and died, and if you don't repost this,
it reminded me a lot of iRobot.
I mean, literally though, that's basically what My Demons was. It was just this emo kid like depressed over this chick who died, and a demon who was his other half in a mental form, I guess, talking to him, telling him to give up and shit. I don't know. It's fucking weird.
But yeah, Shannon, you're totally right earlier about art, and I think I just said that because that's a criticism of myself I hear a lot, is that I do that. But I think you explained it in a good way. You know, it's just like, you know, art is literally that. It's finding, you know. That's the difference between someone liking something or not liking something.
Yeah, you know? I think it's way too subjective. People like always like want to make it out to be like more than it is, but it's just like at the end of the day, it's like it's all subjective. You know, you can choose to like it, right? If you do, like, you know, people find inspiration anywhere from tons of different things.
I know classical like I don't like classical music, and I don't listen to classical music, but I know that I respect it because I know how important it is, and just how, looking at it as, you know, someone that could read music kind of in an engineer type way, it's amazingly done, the stuff they learned about music during that time frame, you know, with symphonies and shit. Like, that was big, you know. But you know, I got more of a, you know, I'm more into like something like jazz, you know, and that's not all I listen to, but if I had a choice between classical or jazz, I would pick jazz every time, you know.
What is this? If I had to choose between classical and jazz, I'd pick the jazz. No, but I know what you mean, because it's interesting to look at it as like especially like a precursor. How like when you look at like I know this is different, but like you look at like rap in like the 80s, is like Ice-T.
Yeah.
And like in
a
like,
lot of it was,
you know, and like I mean, it was just like, it was like safe stuff, and then like what branched off from that, it was interesting.
Yeah, like what, like let's go to the mall and the street and you know.
It's always like, you know, it's always what branches off is more important, you know. It's what makes it more of an overarching, like I don't even know how to explain it. It just makes it more like it is itself, you know, in its entirety once it finally.
It's just it's like
rap today. It's like so much just like trap beats, and you know.
It's just an evolution. you know. It's just also, you know, an evolution of a culture and just evolution of the media that exploits that culture. And it's also, you know, I think it's completely different now where you have it still going, but a lot more of it is controlled by the internet, you know, and the kind of internet kind of dictates what is cool now, you know, and I think dubstep is a part of that.
You know, I was thinking about this earlier, like a few hours earlier. I was just like, it's interesting how like everyone seems to be so much more accepting of themselves, and like they want to show it off more. Like, because I remember like when I was growing up, I grew up like how you, when, you know, kind of like the same time that you guys did, like the early 90s, and then like 2000s is like when I was like a kid though.
Same.
like a you know, I remember stuff. And I don't know, I just remember like the world was always kind of like a colder place, you know. It never seemed like as connected in it. And like when you were talking about the internet, it kind of makes me like very lucky to, you know, realize that it's a good tool, but like that's all it is really,
you know. Just I think it just comes down to like, it's just really lucky that we're alive, you know.
We're lucky to be alive in this time that we're in.
We feel great that we're alive in this time, because I'm thinking like when they were, you know, started to use like Steam, right? That was probably when people were also like, Jesus Christ, this is fucking awesome. We can,
but it's more like what I'm trying to talk about is like, it's more like
but you're right about communication. I'm kind of talking about engineering, but
like we are just turning into like we're turning into a culture that like basically like, I just feel like we're all we're a lot more connected, and you know, we can, you know, have new relationships and meet new people that we otherwise wouldn't have ever have interacted with, and it's like it's made the world like a smaller place. I feel like, you know, everyone knows each other kind of now, and it's like you're on Facebook or whatever, and you see like the you know, this person pop up, you know. It's like,
I agree with everything both of you guys have said, but at the same time, on a more like family-oriented level with technology, you kind of, I don't know about you guys. I know Zedd's very like, he's not super into like the, you know, the fads of today or whatever you want to call it, Snapchat, Instagram, all that shit. But these days it seems like people that you knew in person that were your closest friends are very disconnected. You're just very disconnected with everyone else around you in the real life. Everybody's looking down at their phones all the time. Nobody's
I feel the opposite. I feel they're disconnected. Like by them being connected, they're disconnected from the world, and we're just in this period of time where the two are being each other, but they're two different things right now. They're slowly being integrated, you know.
You know what's funny is that we're like we're all very similar, and like when I met you, John, like it was, you know, I don't know, it was just like, you know, a friend. It wasn't like I don't know, what I'm trying to say is that like it's interesting how like we're connected, but we're like very like we're not super for technology.
Like if anyone or anything, you know, the type of connected I am through just this community and you guys has definitely like grown me as like a person. Like I've definitely grew from being here, you know.
Like seriously, like all the situations that you get thrown into, and just like the people that you have to deal with and how you have to learn how to handle yourself too, is really cool. It's nice to see people grow.
And also just being in fucking high school, you know.
Wait, what? Being in high school? Wait, what did you say?
Even just being in high school, you know, just that being 4 years. That's an amazing 4 years. That is just you completely change in that time, and I think the internet is even increasing it dramatically. That type of change, or not change.
Kids are having sex
staying
at like
the same,
9
which
years
is
old.
scarier.
No, dude, things are changing.
Yeah, just imagine where all three of us would be if we had never had a computer, or a TV, or a cell phone. Like, we would never have met. Machinima wouldn't be a thing. Like,
filmmaking would be hard to come by.
Do you know what?
Yeah, filmmaking.
Do you know what's weird to think about is like how your lack of a presence would have affected the outcome of things. Like if if like all of us never did like machinima, would there be like guys that did it, like guys that just like did it anyway? Or I mean, I feel like I don't feel like that's how it works, you know. I feel like it's like things just happen.
I don't even think it's that. I think
it's like, would someone else come along and fill your footsteps or your
It's
role?
obviously not destiny, but I feel like if we weren't here, someone else would be. I don't think it's a destiny thing, like we were meant to be here. I think we got here, but I think there definitely I think just life and things happening, I'm sure there would be, you know, people that would replace us. Maybe not as many.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's just interesting to think about that stuff, you know. Like how does your lack of an impact affect anything? Like, what do you put into any situation, you know? Like, what do you put into life too? You know, it's like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's weird to think about. What have you guys seen the new Star Wars film?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Twice for me, because I saw it with my cousin and I saw it with my buddies.
Spoiler alert! I can't believe. Just kidding.
Have you seen the Hateful Eight though? No, spoiler free, real fast. Have you seen the Hateful Eight?
I have not.
I haven't either.
Oh, it's I mean, you guys know what it is, right?
It's good.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Right. It's supposed to be good, isn't it?
Well, I don't know, Zedd. You're the little Quentin Tarantino. What do you tell me?
I don't know. I'm not gonna look it up right now. But do people say it's good?
It has like a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes. If that's any like indication.
Like a C plus.
It's like a B.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is
or
that
C plus
good?
Actually? It's like a B minus. Is there even a B minus?
Yeah, there's a B minus.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the Hateful Eight a B minus on this podcast because I just figured out it existed. But yeah, it was good. It was just like, it's like any other like Quentin Tarantino film. I just kind of feel like he didn't put enough effort into it though. Like when like people finally get successful and then they get lazy, sort of thing, you know. But it was also
really?
Yeah, it was also good though. I mean, it's just like, it's his take on like a whodunit kind of.
Did it feel like a return to form sort of thing?
Yeah, it kind of did. It kind of felt like he was.
But he's kind of always been in form. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Which is kind of like the scary thing, because like a lot of the dialogue was just a little off. Like it felt like someone was like trying to make a Quentin Tarantino movie. Like that's how I would put it. Like it's like if I was trying to make a Quentin Tarantino movie, that's how it would come out.
So it was. What I'm kind of getting is that Quentin Tarantino wrote it, but he was a little shaky. Maybe it was cold in his house and he wasn't thinking right, you know. Or he had to pee really bad and he just didn't, he didn't revise that much. Or he didn't, I don't know, for whatever reason, he just wrote on bad days.
Maybe. I also think, like, because the script got leaked and everything for the movie, like, like 2 years, or it was like 2 years.
Oh, that's right, for Django too, and he's like, oh shit, and then he wrote this, right?
No. This was the movie that got leaked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it got leaked like a year ago. So like everyone knew the end, or a lot of people, if they had looked into it, they could have known the ending. I think. I don't think he revised any of it or changed anything, because like they already, or it was before they started production. But he was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it anyway. It was just kind of like, it kind of felt like an afterthought, but it was a good project. Just like some of the stuff in there was just like very wacky. Like the guy,
But everyone's in it though. Like I can't think of an actor I don't like that's in it.
It was just, yeah, I don't know. It felt weird.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, it kind of felt like an afterthought, but it was, it has a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes, and like the majority of the people liked it. It's like, whatever. It's Quentin Tarantino,
Yeah.
It's good. But yeah, what do you guys?
I don't really go to the theater much, so I kind of see things much later than other people do. I mean, I just watched Rain Man last night, so I'm kind of back about a.
You watched Rain Man for the first time?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It's okay. I've never seen the movie.
I watched
It's actually good. Don't believe what the people tell you. Don't look at the trailer. Don't look at the trailer. It's actually good. Thank you, Robot Review.
75.
70.
I give it a B minus.
200% Rotten Tomato. It was but dude, The Force Awakens. You guys want to talk about that?
Dude.
Yeah, I guess we can talk about that.
I know, right?
Fucking Star Wars was my childhood, man. I'd be fucking.
I gotta say,
Jesus, you sound.
I gotta
say,
sad.
Dude, Star Wars was my childhood. Dude.
I have been on the internet for a while, so I got my head kind of cleared, and then I got on the internet a lot kind of recently, so I'm just kind of pissed about everything. Like I just kind of got mad at a lot of things. I gotta get out of here. Gotta get out of this fucking internet. But
I guess I kind of know what you mean.
Yeah, I just
I like you just realize that the world is still out there. You're just like, fuck.
And I forget what I was even talking about with Star Wars, and I don't even know what.
You're saying that you hated people.
I know. I can't remember what I was talking about. I didn't write it down. I was dumb. I didn't write it down. But what I did write down. Let me just say this because I wrote it down. If it wasn't for
sponsor
Shannon,
reading, it's a sponsor reading. Hey,
yeah,
if it wasn't for Dulcilax pills, which make you go to the bathroom 12 times, scientifically proven before midnight, you will definitely go to the bathroom. All right, whatever.
Anyway, if it wasn't for Shannon, I wouldn't have gotten this computer, and we wouldn't be recording this podcast right now.
So you owe me a lot. If you're listening to this, you owe me everything. Again.
And I fucking made Deeper episode 3, with your help of giving me this computer, and it was all thanks to you. And I can never repay you.
No, it was honestly it's just like my pleasure kind of to. I know that sounds a little cheesy, but I don't know. It's just like I personally really wanted to see the project done, and cause there was a time where I just didn't have the equipment, and I know how hard it is to load files in, and Sony Vegas is just crashing, or Pinnacle is crashing, or whatever editing software you have, just taking forever. It's just so frustrating, especially to put someone through who has a vision and is a creator to do that, so I always will definitely support anyone who who's doing that, dude. I'm glad I can help you out. I was talking about
with John, if I got really rich, I would just want to, first thing I would have to sit down with myself and talk about to myself what I'm going to do with my money. Probably give a lot of it away, but I know that I would give it away to my friends to get better fucking equipment. We'd make a fucking movie or something.
Pile of coins, and you dive into the pile of coins.
like a DuckTales intro.
You immediately kill yourself.
Talking about that earlier.
Zedd didn't realize it was hard. Nah, dude, it's cool. I've seen the cartoons.
I'll just go back to making Call of Duty gameplay commentaries.
No, dude, you'll go back to sitting on the couch and being a paraplegic.
Call of Duty troll videos.
Yeah. John, you're trying to get in there. What you want to say before?
I don't know.
Dude, you gotta write your shit down, dude.
No. I know what I'm saying. But yeah, just exactly what you said. Just if we ever got rich and famous.
I know what I'm saying. No, and then he goes, yeah, exactly what you were saying, dude.
Yeah, exactly what you were saying. I know what I'm saying. That's it.
I love it, John.
Shannon, if you were rich and famous, would you just move away and not ever talk to anyone again, or would you give some of your money away to some friends that you think deserve it?
Yeah. I mean, definitely. I would something I want to do is I make a company kind of, and hire up and coming people, and not just that's just a small focus on it, and other parts is just having a film studio, and it's everyone's given the right equipment, everyone knows what to do. I hire creators, and then I just let them do their own thing, so sort of like HBO or something, but Yeah,
or
dude.
fucking
Yeah, let's do
Pixar. It
it.
sounds a lot like Pixar.
Yeah, or Pixar
you know?
or something like I definitely would give back. Like, I mean, I would not just go. There's no there's nothing. What does that entail? It's like, would I just go off into the wilderness and like try to find myself and spend like 60 years like Steven?
You'd buy
That's what
some
I
big
would
ass
do.
Yeah, you'd buy
That's
some
why
big
I
ass
was.
mansion
Yeah,
and then
that's
just
what I would do. I'd probably
fucking
leave.
chill.
I'd probably never come back.
No,
Same.
no. There's no way that you can do that.
I don't know.
Life
That's what I want to do really
life
badly.
would become so dull, and you would either become hooked on like some horrible drug, or you would honestly probably that's how dull your life would become, unless you're just constantly doing stuff and constantly spending your money.
I would constantly want to be doing stuff. I would travel.
So
I would travel.
Okay, so that's different. He's saying would you literally just shack up for the rest of your life in a mansion?
I would. The first thing I would not do is buy a house. That's not the first thing I would do.
Yeah, what would you do? Invest
buy your mom a
The
house.
first thing I would do is just pay the
invest in
current bills of the
Blockbuster.
home I already live in.
Really?
And then the next thing I would do is, so if I'm just paying the rent of the place I live in, that means my mother's safe and protected. That means I could maybe help out Nana as well, which is her mother, or my Nana. And then I would...
Nana?
Yeah, Nana Billy.
Nana
And then
Billy.
I would... yeah, you talked to her.
Oh, yeah, dude, Nana's the shit.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a second. But then I would, I guess we're talking about what we would do if we got a lot of money. So I do those things first, and then I would start taking mixed martial arts. I'd take yoga classes. I would take any type of fitness class that I could get.
Is this because you're a fat 400-pound man behind the internet?
No,
I would take any fitness course I could get.
No, I'm just a really skinny.
Sure you are, buddy.
Slut. That's what I am.
Oh yeah, sure you are.
And I just make it happen and do that, and then probably a lot of meditation, and then I'd travel. I'd go to Sweden. I'd go to Denmark. I would go to Iceland. I would do that. I would fix some of my eating habits. I would get a ton of pot. So
really, what else would you do? Tell us.
I would go to.
Tell us all the bad stuff you would do on the podcast that's going to be uploaded onto the internet.
Okay, I would go to probably South Africa, and I think it's South Africa, and I would take
Kill that lion's
ayahuasca
brother.
or DMT.
Oh, okay.
Maybe even peyote.
Well, why do you need
probably not peyote, probably ayahuasca.
Can I ask you why you need to? I mean, yeah, why do you need to go to New Zealand to take DMT though? I mean, did you say New Zealand or did you say?
I said South Africa.
South Africa. Okay.
If you're rich and listen,
South Africa
Shannon,
would be ayahuasca. I think. I'm sorry, my details are probably. What I would do is I would go to the places in which I can safely, in legal terms, take ayahuasca or DMT.
Is it legal down there?
What?
Is it legal down there?
Ayahuasca is because a lot of tribes are in South Africa, and you would just kind of go to their kind of, single webpage resort,
A single webpage resort?
Yeah.
Okay.
I always imagine they have a 90s computer, and the girl that works there has big circle glasses and blonde hair, and
it's
she
a
wears short
70s
shorts.
style.
Yeah.
She's like, how can I help you, honey?
I was thinking more like 2001 kind of.
Okay.
She would probably work with Ben Affleck. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're rich and you have a lot of money, you don't really need to make excuses for why you're doing things.
Yeah. That's true. Wait, one sec.
Yeah, I would go on a complete spiritual journey. If Jacques Fresco is still alive, I would go to meet Jacques Fresco immediately.
Yeah, you're pronouncing it wrong. It's Jacques Fresco. No, but what are you talking about?
I'm saying it the American way. But I would go meet
see
him.
Jack Fresco. Jacques
Fresco.
Jacques
What are you, Italian? I
talk
do terrible
louder
accents.
and get more nasally. Hey, what are you doing over there, buddy? You want to know something funny?
Oh, and then my mom wants a beach house. I would probably just move her
beach
and
house?
Nana to the beach house.
Yeah, it'd be like 3
You would
stories.
just relocate them.
No,
You
really.
sound so evil. I would move them immediately. They would be. This house is mine.
This would be the Zedd
This is the
dictatorship.
Zedd takeover. Everyone's getting
dictatorship.
everyone's getting executed if they don't vacate.
I sound something like dictator. Like,
Oh yeah,
this
yeah.
is
You're
what
the next
they're
Hitler
gonna
for
do.
sure, dude.
I sound like an asshole.
And you look like one and smell like one.
Shut up, Pizza Hut.
And you act like one. And you dress like one too, dude. What's up with that? What's up with what you're wearing recently, dude?
Dude, I'm sorry. It's cold in my house. Very cold.
Why do you just wear burqas?
I don't
What are
wear
you talking
burqas. I
about?
wear
All he,
I wear
all he
my-
wears is that
it's
fucking
only
a
seven
Caprice
hoodie
hoodie.
and these.
I only wear a hoodie in these sweet yoga pants. They give me the
just
best
wears
flexibility
Actually,
ever.
they're new PJs I got for Christmas, and I got wool socks.
Oh,
Very
really?
fucking cozy.
What kind of PJs
I got like
did you
500
get?
And,
socks for Christmas.
Yeah.
Give me a sec. Alright. What have I been working on, Zed?
Yeah. What have you been working on?
Onlive. And nothing really.
That's why I move around scenes and cut scenes like all the time.
I mean, you can
It's
do
surprising
that.
how much I cut actually.
You can only, yeah. I mean, I know what you mean, but like, I feel like you can do that to like a certain extent. Like, whenever I watch through stuff, to like, whenever I cut stuff, it always changes the timing.
Yeah.
Like you have to rewatch it from the beginning.
Yeah. Same.
But you know what's interesting? How often do you rewatch stuff from the beginning?
Way too often, and that's why I
Really?
get really tired of it. So that's why I can't really watch it when it comes out because I've seen it so many fucking times.
Really?
Yeah, I just,
Yeah.
I mean, I watch it until it's done, and when it's done, I don't watch it ever again.
Sure, yeah.
But then I'll end up watching it, but I just need time away from it because I've been working on it for so long.
Okay, sure, yeah. I think
Yeah.
the way I look at it, I don't know, I kind of like having a more like chaotic approach. Like, I'll make the entire thing, and whenever I'm watching it, I try not to go back to like the beginning because like that is like it's pacing. You know, you do have to watch it from the beginning sometimes, but the less that you like, you know.
Oh, well, I don't do that all the time. I just like
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like the more that I do that and I don't watch it from the beginning, the more in tune the pacing is, like, naturally.
Yeah.
Like, it's interesting to see it come together and, like, to think that, like, what's that? Sorry. To think that's, like, do we have, like, this natural, like, rhythm, you know?
Yeah.
It's like when you naturally know, like, oh, this character's supposed to talk, this character's not supposed to. I can tell when, like, you know, certain sound effects, because
Yeah.
I scrub all the sound effects, you know, from the Halo. I don't. Do you guys do that too? Do you just take them all out and
I
add your own?
keep gun sounds, but
No, yeah, I literally take everything out from, you know, the ambient sound effects to vehicles and guns and people, even footsteps.
That's definitely something I want to work on in the Hawk. Is I want to take out a lot of the sound effects and use my own.
I mean, what you end up with, really, John, you'll find too, is that, like, you just have a lot more control over the picture itself. You know, you're like, oh, okay.
but it's a lot more difficult to make it feel right at the same time. I feel
No,
like
not at all. I mean, well, maybe
Really?
it just kind of. I feel like
I
it just
struggle.
depends. It honestly just depends. Like, what are you working with too? What kind of sound libraries do you have?
Well, like for example, I know there was this one that pissed me off. I just need a better I need better car sound effects, but I found this one that just really sounded like Leonard's kind of, I call it a truck, but it's not really a truck. It's just kind of Jeep thing, and it was perfect, but in this one specific area. So I had to make an audio file of it kind of looped, but it didn't sound looped, of course. But I did what I had to do, and it was just kind of hard to work with. But that had to be the sound of it because I knew that was just so perfect, and that's what I ended up using. But there was this one time where it was really difficult because I had it was the scene where Alex is. It's the only scene that isn't from Leonard's perspective. I think there's another one, but it's when Alex and Weston are talking in the parking lot. Weston leaves, and also another thing. A lot of times for me at the beginning it was really hard because I had to work in Pinnacle and I didn't have the resource or I just didn't know how to do it because Pinnacle was really hard to work with and learn. That I didn't know how to do like left and right speaker type stuff, and so this time around I did a lot of that. And so
you mean like
with
panning?
footsteps, like if
like that's literally what it is. Like when you move it, it's called panning. Like to the
yeah,
left
or
and
not,
right.
yeah, or just simply having a sound on more of the left speaker because it's coming from more of the left side of the frame, like that type of stuff. Or
you like that?
Yeah, but I don't like it. I don't like overdoing it.
Yeah, exactly. Because like, this will sound so weird, but whenever I see that, it reminds me of Family Guy. Because Family Guy does it so much, and American Dad does it so much. Like when I see it and when I do it myself, I'm like, this just does not sound like it. Because like you don't get that in live action, you know.
Yeah.
As much. And when they do it, it's super subtle.
I think the way I approach it is, how do I make the room feel and sound like you're in the room? And sometimes it's because a lot of my camera angles don't really move unless they're like establishing shots, so there's still a lot of time. So if I decide to stay on a character and a character leaves, let's say stage left, the door is going to have to be stage left, but I won't overly do like the left speaker. A lot of times it's like I keep it 30-70 and I don't really go 60-40. So I'll remove like 25 off of the right, and add it to the left, or I don't. Yeah, but it's also very important to not overly do it, and because it, it's like, how do you need to blend shit as best you can, and sometimes it's just better to keep things in both speakers because it's just kind of an overall kind of ambient feel,
True. Yeah. What you're talking about was like.
I was talking about before with like the vehicle. Like I had trouble doing Alex and Weston scene, and then Alex leaves and she turns on her car, she backs up, and then she leaves kind of stage right. So it was just kind of hard because in my head I ended up doing it like 10 on the left speaker, a little bit more, so, and then panned it kind of back to right, back to both of them being 0 or 100 100, and then when she left stage right, I just had it kind of go to 70 for the right speaker because she's transitioning out that way. So it's just kind of hard, and I just had difficulty, and Pinnacle was doing this dumb thing with the audio, and I just had a little bit trouble just being, it was my first time doing that, figuring out how to do that stuff and how to make it feel like it's a transition out, or how it feel like it's really in that environment. And I lucked out because when she gets in her car, I needed to I totally lucked out in the body acting. When she got into the car, she did the bump. So what I did was I had to have her turn on the car, and I didn't want to change the camera angle, so I had her I did a sound effect. I record Nana Billy's van actually, and I recorded me turning on her vehicle on and off, and with the keychain and shit. And I did that, so when she turned it on, it did the bump at the same time, so it looked like she was kind of putting it in the ignition. And it's very subtle, and I don't know if anyone noticed it. And then when she leaves, and I did that anyway. I totally lucked out on that, and so I hate the bump. The bump sucks.
It's so weird how you sometimes do have internet and sometimes don't have internet. I'm not gonna say anything more because it's like might be a financial thing for you. But it sucks because you're the only person that's like that. But it's probably good for you, honestly.
It's really good for me, actually. And like I wrote episode 4 recently, just not having internet.
Oh yeah, so you take a little breaks.
I get really excited when I don't have internet because then I go, yes, I can write. And but no, it's you're absolutely right, and I never really caught I never really quite looked at it that way before, but you're absolutely right. It is really good for me.
I hang out with my friends, and then we eventually go sit down.
What
are you gonna be doing though? Are you gonna be standing like realistically throughout your entire encounter with these fucking people that you hang out with?
I'm just saying, like, we're not going to fucking the mall or something. We're not even going into McDonald's, you know? We're literally, I'm going somewhere to get into a car, which I'm sitting down more, to then go walk to a place to sit down again. I'm just constantly going
I know
places
you want
to
to break
sit
the
down.
pattern.
Yeah.
That's kind of creepy to think about, dude. We're only going places to sit down. Hey, do you want to go do something today? Yeah, can we just not sit down though?
But really,
ask the next time someone says that, be like, yeah, but can we not sit down?
I'm gonna say it.
It's a restaurant. It's a 5-star restaurant, but yeah, sure. we can stand up if you want.
Yeah.
But no, dude, that's how it's gonna go, definitely for you.
But
you're gonna be at the 5-star restaurant standing up.
But I just want to be away from everything.
I've always lived on the outside. Oh, would you?
I don't want to live in the city.
The city is so boring.
The city is just soul sucking.
Hey, dude, eventually everything closes down except for McDonald's, okay?
Well, so I do want to go to Boston and shit, so...
Okay, but like, we're talking about like... We're not talking about like, dude, you can never visit a city. And you're like, but I want to go to Boston. Nah, dude, you're in the woods for the rest of your life. Hope you made the right choice. And twice a week, you gotta clean the plumbing system. I'm like, no. But, dude, deep hair.
I want to do like a funny farm sort of thing. Like, I want to... You know, go write a book, but like go write a book in like a 2-story house in the middle of nowhere with like a mailman and like a guy that comes and does my plumbing, but I see him every time he comes down and does my plumbing, you know?
You talk to him like, hey, how are the kids, man?
That's exactly what I want to do. I want to have the white picket fence, the hot wife, the one boy.
So well. God, dude. I want to build a time machine and just push you into it. Just send your ass back to the 1930s. Fuck this guy. He literally, take him back. He was not meant to be here.
I gotta, actually, I wrote this down. I have a question for you guys. What do you think is the, if there was one invention of mankind that is created, what is the greatest invention in your mind?
Give me a second.
Yeah, definitely.
Wait, really? Okay. Nah.
Shannon, what do you think?
Ooh. The greatest invention?
Yeah. That mankind has created.
That's a really good one. I'm inclined to say electricity.
Yeah.
Thomas Edison, or like Nikola Tesla, like, you know, alternating current and whatnot.
Cause I was thinking about it recently. I was thinking about how important the camera is to me, like how important that is, especially for stuff like crime and stuff like that. It's just the camera has done a lot. I don't know if you can include crime. Not just crime, but just cameras in general. Like it could be art. It could be stopping criminals. It could.
Well, how does a camera stop a criminal?
What do you mean?
He's coming at you and you whip out your DSLR. You're like, take that.
A camera that's in a fucking video store or something, and they see the fucking face of the guy, or see a face of a chick who died, or.
Okay, you're talking about like CCTV cameras.
It does the camera. A camera, the
eye of the camera.
It could be whatever.
The holy beholder.
You know, the technology that is the camera.
Yeah, we get it.
Because all cameras are kind of
we get all it. You said it like 10 times in a row. The camera.
Well, I have to because you don't get it.
Hey, no, I do get it. What I don't know what the greatest invention is though.
I don't know if that includes celluloid or digital in there, but
honestly, probably the best invention. Probably running water.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't think about that, dude. There are people in Africa that walk 2 miles to get fresh water.
Well, I was just thinking of something kind of artsy and fun. I wasn't thinking about, like, if we're talking, like literal...
Oh, I mean, like, yeah, like, literally, like, that's, like, I mean, like, water.
Yeah,
I mean, like
literally
electricity. Electricity is everything. It's not even like things like Facebook or whatever. It's like these are the precursors that allow us to have Facebook.
Even phones, phones are a huge deal. I said Steam earlier.
Is Steam the biggest invention in the world for you? People still rocking hard with that steampunk outfit. Steampunk's gonna make a great comeback. 2K16, you just wait, buddy.
Dude, steampunk.
You said that last
people
year.
Love steampunk, dude.
You said that last year. He's gonna make a comeback, man. The end of the world, 2013. You said that last year.
In the Hawk, there were a lot of things that I wanted to portray that I didn't portray, or I didn't portray in the right way. Like, just the backstory behind him and Jenna. It was just kind of like, oh, wow, it's this guy that's depressed over his wife's death, and he's gonna go avenge her, blah, blah, blah. But this time around, we actually went deeper into the writing process, got a little bit more character development into Michael and Jenna and, Thomas and other people like that. In Michael's story, Michael's more of a, he went to prison because he's more of an...
Is he, like, more of a person? Because the thing that I felt with Michael was, like, my biggest problem was, like, he was just, like...
More of a caricature. Right.
Yeah. He was not like a. He wasn't like really fleshed out.
Bounty hunter.
Yeah, like he's the shit.
Yeah.
He's more of an ideal himself. He's a symbol.
Literally,
he's like Batman.
Yeah, but seriously though, he is kind of like Batman now that you think about it. I mean, not on like the superhero scale, but like on a image scale, you know.
Is he a rich Is he a wealthy, rich millionaire? Who has a lot of money? Kind of funny guy with a monocle?
No. Please don't steal that. I'm writing that down. I'm taking it.
I'll
take it, dude. I'm so taking it.
Is that I could shit out a better joke. I could shit out jokes for days.
I mean, Michael, he went to jail because he killed a bunch of fucking people that came and killed his wife. And this guy who was like an old friend of his or something, someone who used to work in the military, he had been dishonorably discharged, and so his friend came back while he was in jail and came up to him and offered him a job, and it was either rot in prison or come fight for the fucking covenant, you know what I'm saying? So like, no, for the government, but that's more of a
what?
That's more of a
dude, okay, I was about to be like, no, like, why is the covenant never story? Hey, he can rat or fight for the covenant. No, dude. You know he'll never see this. You know he'll never see this or hear about this, so I can say it.
Let me hold on.
Dude, you're turning into a little Tomo, bro.
Let me get this script open here. I actually have something interesting to talk about on this topic.
Well, John, while you're looking for the script, I want to ask you, my evolution, like you're doing a reboot, so you're going back to the original and then doing what you didn't do the second time around. For me, it's made episode 1, got better, made episode 2, got better. Same thing with Shannon, made this episode, did it, made this episode, got better, and just gets better each time. For this reboot, is it gonna be, what kind of a reboot is it gonna be? Is it gonna have like a slower vibe? Is it gonna have a faster vibe? Is it,
I mean,
that
the
type
only way
of stuff.
I really know how. I mean, I'm not too in depth right now with writing yet. We just have general, basic outlines of like this happens and then this happens at this time. Yeah. So,
at this time.
I mean, the only thing I can really tell you on that, from that perspective, is that it's going to be more blockbuster filmy. I know this is a really terrible person to relate it to, but Digital Virus's stuff, it's going to be a little bit more epic in a sense, but also very much more well put together, good pacing, not random, But something I wanted to talk about with this was, so the very first Hawk video ever, which was before I even existed as a director. It was written a long time ago and it was put up, obviously, blah blah blah. When So for the Hawk, we're actually planning on remaking that part, and it's going to be the last chapter in the series, which will be chapter 4. So the Hawk will only have 4 chapters. And something that we kind of went a little bit more in depth on was about the government, because Michael is pretty neutral to both governments. He doesn't like either, but yet he works for the government, and so we wanted to explain that a little bit more. And so in the last part, we kind of went a little bit more in depth, and we explained how with the general killed, because basically what Michael was doing all the time was just killing random high value targets that were soon replaced by others that were just as corrupt. And killing the general for him in the end, which is spoiler alert, by the way, killing the general for him in the end.
Oh, whatever. Dude, you cannot drop us. Hey, dude, I'm just gonna tell you about my show. Spoiler alert. They died.
We went a little bit more. I have a question for you guys. So if your Machinima's like Delinquent Pair and currently for Shannon Onlive, if they had to be real films, where would you locate them? Would it be more real world, like specific location? Because for me, I picture the Hawk being like, I don't know, maybe New York.
I think I would do like a mix.
If you turned it into a real film, like, where would it take place?
They don't take place anywhere.
Well, unless you establish that they take place in a specific place.
In like the 1970s.
No, but see that doesn't make sense, because I think it would be, honestly, I think it would be 90s, but like with more advanced technology, but like not like I made this joke, and I don't know if at the time of this release that the episode 3 commentary is out, but in the commentary I talk about how like like phone technology and Deep Pair, like they don't have cell phones, but Hoffman has a robotic arm, so like they advanced really strongly in health, but they didn't advance in communication. And I don't know, I think I would kind of do that type of stuff.
That's a scary thought. Zedd, you're gonna turn older.
Get older, and then he's gonna be 24, and we're gonna be sitting here having a podcast.
And that's okay,
in 4 years.
because that's what this podcast is about. It's my life, It's good. And,
I want to go to bed now.
And, Shannon of Broadcast Machinima, John of Saviorself Films.
Just say I want to go to bed now. No, say I want to go to bed now.
Do I say it like this? It's a bad accent. Anyway, let's wrap it up. All right.